And welcome back. We're with Tricia McKinnon and Peter Canova. Peter, let's get back into the Nag Hammadi again. And I was asking you about the tie-in with the Dead Sea Scrolls. You think they're very different, but go ahead.
Well, I think the focus on the Nag Hammadi Gospels really delves far deeper into the spiritual mysteries than what you're going to see in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And the Gospels, the Nag Hammadi Gospels, are just fantastic in terms of the kind of information that these mystic seers were able to delve into and bring back, the spiritual, the psychological information, their whole cosmology, and even one of the talks I do around the country that I'll be talking about at the Conscious Living Expo is how you can take so many aspects of these texts and relate them directly to quantum physical events that they're describing now, in our century. So these guys were pretty advanced seers, and in terms of the information they brought back from the other side.
That's also something that Peter and I are going to be talking about, George, at great length the weekend following the expo, because once we connected last year, we realized all these synergies between what he knew and what I knew. So we're actually doing an event called Creation Matrix 2012, which we'd love to invite you to. It's going to be at the LAX Hilton, actually the next weekend of the 18th and 19th, and we're going to be talking about the Tree of Life and the divine feminine energy with the divine masculine and these hidden secrets and how they connect to these discoveries in quantum physics, how they connect to the return of the gods, how they connect to 2012, because I think it's all related. So this show we're doing is absolutely spot on for this information, and it's very pertinent because we've just arrived in 2012, the famous mind.
Here we are. That's right.
It's hard to believe we're here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I thought it was so long ago, and it's not.
Well, it just seems like a couple of years ago we were at Y2K. And, a lot of people who went to Y2K were, they felt like maybe when nothing happened, they thought, well, maybe we were idiots to be so concerned. But in truth, there was a technological glitch in the computers, which they didn't come up with a way to solve until April of that year, and it took them the rest of the year to implement it, or we would have had some serious shutdowns of our systems. Just like this past year with the passing of Elenin. Everyone was pretty concerned, people who were following this, and I'm sure you were. We were very concerned because Elenin, although it was an asteroid, appeared to be highly electromagnetically charged, and we were afraid that when it came between our sun and our Earth, that it would be like the sun would send out a big, great solar jump that could be like a big EMP knocking out all of our systems. And the only reason that didn't happen, I don't think people who believe that were crazy. The only reason it didn't happen is because when it passed Jupiter, it was so highly charged that Jupiter sent out that big solar flare and broke it in two, so we missed a bullet.
Yeah, well, we did. We lucked out on that. Now, are you too amazed at how the work that you've studied, Sitchin's work and also what Casey's done, and then the Nag Hammadi, how they echo the book of Genesis in the Bible?
Well, it's really interesting about the Casey materials and the Nag Hammadi Gospels anyway, in that there are some echoes in there, but the interesting thing is those Gospels, the Nag Hammadi Gospels and the Casey readings, almost read like a prequel to the book of Genesis in the Bible. They actually cover events in the spiritual realm prior to the incarnation of the souls on earth as Adam and Eve, and the Gospels speak of actually two falls.
This is from the 12th, well actually, the original show was the 11th of January, 11112, and this is the third hour. The third and fourth hour are really good, so I saved them. I'm going to go back here a little.
The original fall was incarnation of the souls on earth as Adam and Eve, and the Gospels speak of actually two falls. The original fall was a fall of spirit into soul mind. In other words, it was the spirits exercising their free will in order to think of themselves as individual creators as opposed to expressing God's will. And that first thought or that first exercise of free will essentially created soul, which was the use of the God-given mind power to focus on one's own self. And so that was actually the first fall from spirit to soul, and then the second fall was from soul into the physical body, and that's the fall that was described in the book of Genesis.
It's very interesting. Peter and I have had some deep conversations about this, and let me say, I think there's a lot more to say than even what we've touched on. But the book of Genesis is just the very tail end of a book called the Enuma Elish, which is the Babylonian story of creation, which comes right out of the Sumerian story.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, in Genesis it says, in the beginning, the Elohim, or God created, man, he created him male and female. Well, of course, that's what we think the Bible says, but the actual original word for God was